Hey everyone, Tony here with Enkrypt AI, and in this video we'll go over endpoints. And endpoints is simply a section where you can configure your GenAI applications as targets for our Enkrypt AI red teaming or as pass-through endpoints for deployments. So let me now click on endpoints. Now let me click on add new endpoint. So first off, we'll add an OpenAI endpoint, and why don't I call it my GPT-5, and I'll say that it's version 1. I'll select OpenAI as my provider. And as you can see, we have a lot of popular providers here for you. I'll click on GPT-5, and all I have to do is select my API key, which is already entered from before. So that's for a foundational model. So let me now test the configuration out. Great, so our endpoint is healthy, and now we can save my custom GPT-5. So if I click on this, I can now edit the endpoint. And let's say I want to add a system prompt. So I will say you are a right to help out all our consumers. And let's say we're building a mortgage or home loan application. That could be a system prompt that could help me out. So I'll test again. And great, so it's still healthy. So let me save the configuration. Great, so now let's go over adding a multimodal endpoint. So for this, I'm going to select Gemini, and I'll call it Gemini Multimodal. From my providers, let me select Gemini, which is over here. And let's say I want to use 2.5 Flash. And for this endpoint, I want it to take in images and text because I would like to do image-based red teaming as well. And now let me paste in my Gemini API key. And let me click on test. And great, so now we've added our first multimodal endpoint to the Enkrypt AI platform. And now you can test for all sorts of multimodal risks in your application. So finally, let's now add an agent. So let's say that we have a personal help assistant. So I'll click on agents over here. Now I'll say you help all customers with any personal needs. So it's a very capable agent. So let's add a few tools. So we have an email tool. Let's now add a ticket submission tool. Let's now add, let's say, a retriever, so kind of like a RAG system. And that can be, why don't we add a web search tool as well? Okay, so now we can enter in the different connection details. So if you have a URL for your agent, you can enter that in over here, and then some basic details like the response format and also what type of payload it takes in. So that's how you add an endpoint onto the Enkrypt AI platform. You can add all your applications onto our platform over here, and then you can red team all your applications, whether it's multimodal or agentic or a simple chatbot. Thank you. I'll see you next time.